February is Black History Month, a time to commemorate African Americans who have changed the world. Celebrating Black history began in 1926 upon the urging of Dr. Carter G. Woodson as a week-long observation of the cultural history of Black Americans. In 1976, the week was extended to the entire month of February. Each morning in the 6 o'clock hour and evening also in the 6, 1560 The Game and Champion Energy will be presenting brief vignettes depicting notable Black athletes. Black History Month on 1560 The Game, brought to you by Champion Energy.
In observance of Black History Month, 1560 The Game honors sporting pioneers that have paved the way for future generations.
Michael Jordan dominated and redefined the sport like no other American athlete ever has. He led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA titles in the 1990s and won the Finals MVP in all of those championships. He was NBA MVP 5 times and won 2 gold medals in the Olympics. He also took sports marketing to new heights with his famous Gatorade commercials and Air Jordan shoes.
1560 The Game would like to thank Champion Energy as a proud sponsor of Black History Month.
Tennis legend Arthur Ashe won 3 Grand Slam titles in his career. He was the first black man ever to win Wimbledon when he did so in 1975. Off the court, he worked tirelessly on social causes, notably for better race relations in South Africa and for better treatment of Haitian refugees. Upon his passing in 1993, Ashe lay in state in the Virginia Capitol and was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1993 by President Clinton. Carl Lewis. Former University of Houston track star Carl Lewis won 9 medals in 4 trips to the Olympic Games. In 1984, he won 4 gold medals in track, becoming the only person to win 4 gold medals in a single Olympics since Jesse Owens in 1936. He has been a pioneer in working to ensure amateur track and field standouts get to share in some of the considerable profits from the sport. Hank Aaron. Hammer and Hank completed the baseball civil rights revolution that Jackie Robinson started. In 1974, he overtook Yankee immortal Babe Ruth for career all-time home runs and held the record until Barry Bonds hit number 756 in 2007. He did it all enduring the same kinds of abuse and threats that Jackie Robinson did. Jackie Robinson, baseball pioneer, swallowed his tremendous pride and absorbed untold mental and verbal abuse and successfully breaking the color barrier in professional baseball in 1945. Jackie also led the way as the first black inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. Jim Brown. As great an activist as he was an athlete, Brown retired from the NFL as the career rushing leader after being denied the Heisman Trophy in his college career because he was black. Off the field, the football legend inspired businessmen and athletes to join forces to create their own economic base during the segregation years. Joe Louis, boxer, heavyweight boxing champion, and African-American cultural icon. The Brown Bomber inspired an entire generation of Americans when he defeated German Max Schmeling in June of 1938 before a sold-out Yankee Stadium. Lewis held the heavyweight title for an unprecedented 11 years.
1560 The Game would like to thank Champion Energy as a proud sponsor of Black History Month.
Michael Jordan dominated and redefined the sport like no other American athlete ever has. He led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA titles in the 1990s and won the Finals MVP in all of those championships. He was NBA MVP 5 times and won 2 gold medals in the Olympics. He also took sports marketing to new heights with his famous Gatorade commercials and Air Jordan shoes. A pioneer both on and off the basketball court, Manny Jackson was among the first 2 African Americans to start on the University of Illinois basketball team. Better known as the owner of the Harlem Globetrotters, for whom he played for through 1962 to 1964, under his leadership, the value of the team increased 5-fold. Inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2002, Manny Jackson. Paul Robeson was one of the most multi-talented Americans ever. After being a first-team All-American football player at Rutgers in 1917 and 1918, Robeson played pro football to help put himself through law school. He left an attorney job over being discriminated against by a white secretary and then pursued careers on stage, in film, and singing in concerts. He was also a fierce social justice activist at home and overseas. Paul Robeson.
1560 The Game would like to thank Champion Energy as a proud sponsor of Black History Month.
One of the greatest all-around athletes of the 20th century, Rafer Johnson made his mark in basketball, playing for John Wooden at UCLA, and in track and field, winning Olympic decathlon gold in 1960. His talents made him the first African-American winner of the James E. Sullivan Award given to the top American amateur athlete in 1960, Rafer Johnson. Satchel Paige was a legendary pitcher in the Negro Leagues, pitching for 19 seasons with an amazing 2.02 ERA. After Jackie Robinson broke baseball's color barrier, Satchel became Major League Baseball's oldest ever rookie at the age of 42. He was the first Negro League player ever to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1971. Part of Satchel's cultural influence is his well-known 6 rules for staying young and his nicknames for the various unique trick pitches he threw to hitters. Satchel Paige.
1560 The Game would like to thank Champion Energy as a proud sponsor of Black History Month.
Vince Young. at just 26, is already among the most decorated quarterbacks in the history of American football. A national champion, two-time Rose Bowl MVP, and winner of the Manning, Griffin, and O'Brien Awards. Vince Young was named the 10th best college player of all time by ESPN and is a two-time NFL Pro Bowler and former NFL Rookie of the Year. Before there was Air Jordan, there was Wilt Chamberlain. He dominated basketball like no one had to that point. And perhaps his most famous achievement is scoring 100 points in a single game. He won 2 NBA titles and was, at the time of his retirement, the all-time leading scorer and rebounder in the NBA. Another achievement in Wilt's amazing career was becoming the only player to ever average 50 points a game over a whole season. Wilt Chamberlain.
1560 The Game would like to thank Champion Energy as a proud sponsor of Black History Month.